executive on a show. I'm grateful for this person for showing me how not to be. When you're the boss, how not to be. He showed up to my apartment and offered me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked.
Tyler Perry is gay. I know he's gay. He knows he's gay. We all have friends that know he's gay. I've hung around Tyler Perry. I've known Tyler Perry for years.
He tried to warn us about Tyler Perry years ago, but nobody wanted to hear it. He didn't say the name. He didn't have to. When he went live and described a billionaire black producer who tried to pay him for S, pressured him off camera, and chased him for years, everyone connected the dots.
I didn't sell my soul or my excuse my French, y'all. I know some of y'all, hopefully y'all have no kids around, but I didn't sell nothing for success.
The rumors exploded. Fans speculated that the man he was describing was none other than Tyler Perry. And while Keys later denied naming anyone, insiders believe a silent deal may have been made, that he was paid off, that this entire thing was buried. But then Derek Dixon filed a $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry in 2025, accusing him of harassment, SA, and years of emotional manipulation.
Now, actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry sued for $260 million over allegations. The complaint filed in Los Angeles accuses Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, exploitative dynamic with actor Derek Dixon.
Now, Keys' story suddenly makes more sense than ever. Because what if he was never lying? What if he was just trying to stay alive in an industry that punishes the truth? Before lawsuits, before leaked texts, before the Monique fallout dominated headlines, there was a quiet warning, a confession that went ignored. It came from actor Christian Keys, someone fans had watched rise through the ranks of Black Hollywood. Handsome, talented, charismatic, and, most importantly, connected. Christian had worked with Tyler Perry since the early 2000s, performing in Perry's stage plays and later appearing in his film and TV productions. But in late 2023, Christian Keys went live on Instagram and dropped what many now call the first red flag in the Tyler Perry scandal. He didn't name names, but he didn't need to. He talked about a billionaire black producer who had harassed him for years, someone who allegedly offered him $100,000 to strip, someone who pursued him after auditions, someone who tried to lure him back to private residences, and when that didn't work, turned cold.
So, or my excuse my French, y'all. I know some of y'all, hopefully y'all have no kids around, but I didn't sell nothing for success.
He hinted that his refusal to give in led to career sabotage. He spoke about being punished for his boundaries, about having to take the scenic route in Hollywood while watching other men get rewarded for being more compliant. Most shockingly, he revealed that he had receipts.
I started recording, so I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them.
Keys made it clear he wasn't just blowing off steam, he was protecting himself. And almost immediately, social media lit up with speculation. Who else in Hollywood was a billionaire, black, powerful, and someone Christian had worked with directly? All signs pointed to Tyler Perry. Keys didn't confirm it. In fact, a few weeks later, he tried to walk it back, insisting that he never named anyone and didn't want to hurt any careers. But by then, the seed had been planted. And then, in June 2025, everything shifted. Derek Dixon, another black actor from one of Perry's shows, filed a $260 million lawsuit. He named Tyler Perry directly, accusing him of harassment, manipulation, and assault. And buried inside the court documents was Christian Keys' name. The lawsuit alleged that Tyler Perry Studios may have subjected Keys and others to similar behavior, and worse, it claimed Keys had been paid off. That TPS compensated him and threatened him to keep quiet. It was exactly what fans feared when Keys went silent after that viral live. Not that he had lied, but that he'd been bought. Suddenly, the Instagram Live didn't feel like a random outburst. It felt like a test balloon, a moment of honesty before the pressure came crashing back down. And that made everyone wonder, what did Christian Keys really go through? And if Tyler Perry was willing to pay him to disappear, how many others never even got the chance to speak? On June 14th, 2025, the whispers became headlines.
Now, actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry sued for $260 million over sexual harassment allegations. The complaint filed in Los Angeles accuses Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with actor Derek Dixon.
Dixon's lawsuit wasn't vague or speculative. It outlined a chilling timeline. From the first time Perry allegedly picked him out of a crowd in 2019 to the alleged groping incident in 2021 and all the manipulative behavior in between. According to the filing, their relationship began like so many Hollywood stories do. An opportunity. Perry reportedly noticed Dixon at an event, struck up a conversation, and soon after, offered him a minor role on Ruthless. It seemed like a golden ticket, but what started as mentorship allegedly turned into grooming. Dixon claimed that in 2020, he was invited to Perry's Atlanta home. After drinking too much, he passed out in a guest room, only to wake up with Perry allegedly touching his thigh. That was the moment things changed. The worst moment, according to Dixon, came in June 2021. While staying in a guest house connected to Perry's property, he claims Perry entered, pulled down his underwear, groped him, and said, "Relax and just let it happen."
He claims that while he was asleep, Perry climbed into bed with him and tried to initiate sex. Dixon says he tried to distance himself from Perry, but he was offered a role on Perry's show, The Oval.
Dixon said he panicked, changed the subject, tried to diffuse it without escalating. But from that moment, he said he lived in fear, trying to navigate a working relationship with someone he believed had the power to end his career overnight. By 2024, Dixon says he could no longer take it. He filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and quit The Oval, calling the environment intolerable. What made the lawsuit even more damning was its scope. It didn't just focus on Dixon, it mentioned others, including Christian Keys, specifically alleging that Perry's company may have subjected him to similar harassment. And then came the most shocking part. The lawsuit alleged that Keys was paid to stay silent. This was the confirmation fans feared. That Christian's silence wasn't a choice, it was purchased. Tyler Perry's attorney, Matthew Boyd, issued a firm denial. He called the lawsuit a baseless shakedown. But he didn't deny the texts were real. He didn't deny the timeline. And he offered no explanation for why multiple actors, across different time periods, were telling similar stories. The court battle is ongoing, but public opinion is shifting fast. Because the deeper people dig into Perry's empire, the more they're starting to ask, was this ever really about helping black actors, or was it always about control? Then there is Monique. Long before Perry faced legal scrutiny, Monique had been trying to warn us. She wasn't just dismissed, she was vilified. Her fallout with Perry and Oprah is now infamous. But behind the headlines is a story of broken trust, betrayal, and financial sabotage that cost her not just money, but nearly her entire career. According to Monique, it all began in 2009 when she starred in Precious. Despite winning an Oscar for her role, she was labeled difficult after refusing to do unpaid international press. She wasn't contractually obligated to promote the film beyond domestic obligations. And she made that clear.
Only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with.
That's when everything changed. Behind the scenes, she says Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and Lee Daniels conspired to blackball her from the industry. Perry, in particular, is accused of lying to executives, telling them she was problematic and refusing to correct the narrative, even after admitting he made it up. Monique sat in that industry exile for over a decade. According to her, she was making $2 to $3 million a year before the fallout. Do the math. She lost tens of millions based on a lie Perry admitted to in private but never corrected publicly.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
But the financial loss wasn't even the deepest wound. In a moment that still haunts her, Oprah invited Monique's estranged parents onto her show, after Monique had confided in her privately about their painful relationship. That, she says, was the ultimate